Good morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Judy, and I'm going to be making videos and going over your science lessons with you for this week. Our new chapter is chapter 4, and we're going to be talking about life cycles and different types of life cycles. Today, we're going to do lesson 1, and lesson 1 can be found on page 103. It looks like this. And we are going to be talking about the life cycle of a sea turtle. So I'll give you just a minute to find page 103, and then I'm going to read it with you, and you can follow along as I read it. Okay, just a minute, page 103. Okay, I'm going to get started now. Okay, so lesson 1, how do sea turtles grow and change? Living things need food and water. Some living things can move on their own. Living things grow and change. Living things can be parents. Plants and animals are living things. Well, we know that from chapters 1 and 2 when we talked about plants and animals and how plants and animals grow and change. And we too as people grow and change every day. Let's continue the second paragraph. Look at the picture of the sea turtle. The sea turtle is an animal. You will learn how a sea turtle grows and changes. And they're talking about the big picture that you see. And if you notice the small picture in the corner, it's a stuffed animal, okay? Don't forget, those small side pictures have important information in them also. And so make sure you're reading those. Let's read that one. This toy turtle is a non-living thing. It does not need food and water. It cannot move on its own. It cannot grow and change. It cannot be a parent. You know what? We have stuffed animals that look like real animals, but they're not living like we are or like our pets are. Okay, we have to feed them and give them food and water in order for them to grow and change and even live. Okay, so let's continue. Now, page 104, we're going to start reading about the sea turtle and its lifestyle. So let's continue. Sea turtle eggs. A sea turtle lives in the ocean. A sea turtle crawls onto a beach to lay eggs. A sea turtle uses its flippers to dig a hole in the sand. It lays eggs in the hole. Then the sea turtle covers the eggs with sand. And you can see a picture of it there in the bigger picture. And then a closer up picture of all the eggs. Now, I'm wondering, why would she bury her eggs in the sand? Think about that. We've talked about this a little bit in chapter 2 when we talked about animals. Why do you think she's hiding her eggs? If you said it's to protect them, you're right. We don't want other animals, predators, to get those eggs. Okay, so she's keeping them safe. And as you can see, she lays lots of eggs at one time. And she's spreading them out. And she's covering up to protect them. Okay, look across the page at page 105. We're going to continue reading about the eggs. The eggs lay in the sand for about 2 months. Then the eggs are ready to hatch. Baby turtles have a special tooth. The tooth helps them break open the eggshells. Later, the tooth falls out. Well, just like we lose our baby teeth, but we have adult teeth that grow back. Okay, sea turtles don't. They use that tooth to crack open the shell in order for them to hatch, and then they don't need it anymore.
Miss Sally Halstead, the laminator is ready for you.
Okay, so as you can see there, you have a baby sea turtle hatching. If you turn your page, page 106 and 107, okay, you can see we have a yellow vocabulary word. Remember those vocabulary words, anytime they're highlighted in yellow, are very important. And we'll be using them on your worksheet. And you'll also, when we get done and it's time for a test, you'll need to know them for your test. Okay, so let's read page 106 and 107. We're going to look at the picture also. And this is about the life cycle. Okay. The way a living thing grows and changes is called its life cycle. Follow the arrows to see the life cycle of a sea turtle. Okay, so start with the egg. Put your finger on the egg. It says the sea turtle starts life as an egg. If you follow the red arrow down, you see a sea turtle is coming out of the egg, buried from under the sand. Remember, she buries them in the sand. And a young sea turtle looks just like its parent. You can tell that it's a turtle right away. Follow the red arrow up, and you can see that you have a bigger picture of a sea turtle. And I'm reading right here now. One day, the sea turtle may have young of its own. A new life cycle begins. And then, if you follow the red arrow back up, you're back to the egg. The cycle just keeps going around and around, even a life cycle. Okay, so the sea turtle starts life as an egg, and after he hatches, we have a baby sea turtle, and then it's going to grow into an adult sea turtle, and then it'll become a parent, and that cycle will start again. Okay, that's what a life cycle is. It just keeps going and going. Okay, so let's review a few things before I go over the worksheet with you. See if you can fill in the blanks for me. Plants and animals are what? If you said living things, you're correct. Plants and animals are living things. They grow and they change. All right, very good. Next question. What reptile did we talk about today? If you said sea turtle, you are correct. We talked about a sea turtle today. Remember, sea turtles are reptiles. We learned that in chapter 2 when we talked about animal groups. Okay. Why do sea turtles bury their eggs in the sand? That's right, to protect them from predators that may want to get them. Yes, you are correct. They do that to protect them. They dig a hole and they bury their eggs, and a lot of eggs they bury too. How does a sea turtle hatch? Think about it. How does that sea turtle hatch? Right. He uses that special tooth that he has to crack open that eggshell so he can hatch. And that tooth falls out. He doesn't need it anymore. Okay. What's that vocabulary word we talked about today? It's highlighted in yellow. If you don't remember, go back and look in your book on your pages. It's going to be the yellow highlighted word. That word is life cycle, okay? I'm back on page 106 where the word life cycle is. I want you to go back there too if you're not there. Page 106, okay? There's that yellow vocabulary word. And I want us to read that very first sentence at the beginning again. The way a living thing grows and changes is called its life cycle. It's how we grow and change. It's how that baby sea turtle grew and changed. He started out as an egg, then he hatched into a baby sea turtle, and then he will eventually grow into an adult and become a parent of its own. And then that cycle starts all over again. Good job, guys. And now remember, leave your science book open when you're working on your worksheet because the answers are in there. That's what I tell my kids. That's a cheat sheet. Okay? So let's look at your worksheet. Here's your worksheet that you have in your packet. Okay? Don't forget, starting at the top, put that name on it. Okay? Now let's go over the words in our box. The first word is life cycle. That's that vocabulary word in yellow. Then we have a sea turtle. The animal we talked about today, living thing, and tooth. Okay, think about why that tooth is in our word box. What do we talk about teeth? All right, so you know how to do the top by now. It's just reading the sentences, choosing the word from your box that's going to complete your sentence. Look down on the bottom, number 5. We have 4 pictures, but you will only need to choose one picture. Okay, so let's look at number 5 and let's read it together. A reptile. That word's important. Reptile. A reptile lays an egg. color the picture of an animal that could come from the egg. Now, if you don't have any crayons at home or anything, you can just circle your picture. Okay, that's okay. Or you can shade it in lightly with your pencil, whatever you want to do. But you are to choose the reptile, choose the picture of what would come from a reptile. Okay, I hope this video helps, and I'll be making more videos to go along with our lesson. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.